From Shame Pinata, I'm Colleen Thomas. This is Daily Magic for Peace. Today we will send a prayer for family. Welcome to the circle. What I'd love for you to gather, if you have it, is an item that was owned by one of your ancestors. If you don't have anything like that, maybe just bring to mind an ancestor that you knew and really connected with, or one that you didn't know but you really wish you could have met. And you might imagine that person's face. Maybe think of the things that they accomplished in their lifetime. Think of the things you know about them. And if you have an item, I invite you to pause the episode now and go get it so you have it handy in a minute. And I'm so glad you're here with us in this circle that is timeless, that is independent of space and time, where we are together through our intention. It doesn't matter when you're listening to this episode or where you are on the planet. We are together because we choose to be. So welcome. Our first grounding experience is a very simple technique called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The invitation is to look around you and notice 5 things that you see in your space. You might name them to yourself silently. And now noticing 4 things you can touch. Touching 4 things. Maybe notice how the texture is different with each one, or the temperature. And now noticing 3 things you can hear. And 2 things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste. For our second grounding experience today, I invite you to feel down into the earth. Allow your attention and your consciousness to drift effortlessly down through whatever you're standing or sitting on, or maybe lying on. Allow it to drift down through the floor, through the floors beneath you if there are any, and directly into the earth herself. And gently, gently down toward the center of the earth. Allow your roots to grow down. Allow yourself to become anchored and strong and nurtured by the earth. So today we're going to begin touching in on the chakra system, which comes to us from Hinduism and is comprised of energy centers within the energy body that extend from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. The system we'll be working with has 9 energy centers. Today we'll be looking at the very first one, which is known as the Earth Star chakra. The Earth Star chakra is located about 6 feet below the physical body, and it is our direct connection to our ancestry. See if you can feel that Earth Star chakra. See if you can feel that connection to your ancestry. And we're going to take 3 breaths together into this Earth Star chakra energy center. So breathing in, breathing into that center and breathing out, releasing anything you don't need from that Earth Star chakra. And again, breathing in, seeing it grow a little bit brighter and releasing anything you don't need. And the final breath, brightening that earth star chakra and releasing any little bits you still don't need. Anything you don't need. And I invite you now to take your ancestor item and hold it in your hand or in your mind's eye and feel into that connection to the concept of family. If you don't have a connection to people who are your family, let's broaden that definition to people who are your people who are the closest to you, that are kind of like a family in that you're really welcomed and loved in that group. So feeling into this concept of being known and loved and part of a group, how precious is this? Of course, there can be all kind of strife within families, but how precious is it to belong to a group? How precious is it to have loved ones in our lives, some of whom have known us our entire life, or some of whom we have known their entire life? And now let's think about what's happening in Ukraine and the violence that is separating families, the trauma that is separating families. And let's ask the support of our ancestors to send prayers for connection, prayers for safety, prayers for remaining together and remaining a unit and protecting each and every member of each and every family, and just asking our ancestors to support us in this prayer, magnifying this prayer, drawing from the place in you that knows what it can feel like to be with family. That way we are inextricably linked to each other in our hearts and maybe even in our spirits, letting that love that you have for your own people and your own family support your prayer and broaden your prayer and deepen your prayer, and maybe putting a hand on your heart and the love that you have for your own people. Let's magnify that and send that out to people who are going through a very challenging time right now. And so it is. Thank you so much for being with us today. Your presence, your energy, and your heart make all the difference in healing our world. And remember to breathe today. Breathe and expand. And I really hope you join us again next time. And please consider inviting a friend. Daily Magic for Peace is a new series produced by the Shame Pinata team. You can follow us on IG and Twitter at Shame Pinata and learn more at shamepinata.com. Our music is by Terry Hughes. I'm Colleen Thomas. Thanks for listening.